The price of food crops have plummeted and dropped drastically. In most markets, price of food crops like rice, maize, millet, they have dropped up to 50%. This has created serious problems for farmers because the cost of inputs invested in farming was quite high in 2025. As we go into 2026, most farmers are not clear on the outlook of how the farming year would go. So, as an agronomist, I want to speak on the current problems farmers are facing and options that they can look into as we move into the new farming year in 2026. Number one, farmers, especially farmers in the north, can consider going into other forms of farming like cash crops. Basic agricultural knowledge from school states that we have two types of crops. We have the food crop and we have the cash crop. Food crops such as rice, maize, millet, sorghum, and the rest, they are all grown to be eaten. But cash crops like palm oil, cocoa, coffee, tea, ginger, groundnut, and the likes are crops that are not just grown to be consumed locally but also has international market. And so it's good that farmers try as much as possible to see how they'll be able to shift most of their focus to cash crops in order to meet up with the woes that are coming up ahead. The second thing that farmers can do is to heavily invest in processing. Someone made a statement that the farmers that we have in Nigeria and in Africa are not lazy farmers. Production is not a problem, even with limited technology and subsistence tools. The challenge is processing the produce, managing the harvest, and packaging it in such a way that the value will increase and it will be also be presentable not just to the local market but the international market. So taking advantage of the agricultural value chain after harvesting is a big gap that needs to be filled. What happens to the excess tomato after harvest? Do farmers have plans to process? Are there agripreneurs and agri-investors in this sector to be able to take advantage of excess harvest and avoid post-harvest losses? This creates a very big opportunity for farmers to invest in. Number three, farmers can also invest in the agri-value chain of the inputs. There are inputs such as fertilizer and seeds. There are also one important input that is really gaining a large portion or a large part of the agri market is agrochemicals. Farmers require inputs such as seeds, agrochemicals, and fertilizers. They also require services such as agricultural logistics, renting of tractors, and renting of tractors for farm operations like clearing, ridging, harrowing, and the likes. Therefore, it's very important that agripreneurs can take advantage of also these parts of the agri-value chain in order for them to mitigate their risk and have a good season in 2026. This is my advice for farmers looking into the next farming year. I hope we consider the options and have a beautiful farming year in 2026.